Hi Real Women of Philadelphia, I'm Lori, and I'm really excited that now is the beginning of round 2 of the Real Women of Philadelphia competition. In keeping with my personal tradition, I'm ready to share my first recipe for this coming Appetizer Week with you on Saturday, whereas Appetizer Week starts on Monday. I've had a great day today. Started my day with a piano festival, watching a couple of my children play, moving on to a boatload of errands, and then home to spend the better part of a day installing an underground fence for our 2 dogs. This has been a full afternoon and I'm exhausted. I think I've got about 6 new blisters on my hands. I've spent the day, or the afternoon at least, knee deep in a swamp, down on hands and knees in gravel, crawling all over the ground. I'm wet, but I've spent 20 minutes in the hottest shower you can imagine and I'm ready for some good food. So I'm going to introduce you to my recipe to a seafood medley baked in a creamy garlic sauce. Let's get started on making up our sauce first. Basically, we're going to make up a creamy garlic wine sauce, which is going to make up the bed or the base of our seafood medley. Of course, the main ingredient here is going to be our Kraft Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm going to use a spreadable cream cheese today because I find it just melts into a sauce so easy and so quick. You could also use just your standard original brick of cream cheese. We're going to use about half a cup, so that'd be half a brick. And of course, the light cream cheese would be a great option in this also. We're going to start out with a bit of garlic. So I'm going to use just a tablespoon of butter because this doesn't have to be a high butter type of sauce because of the cream cheese that we're going to add in. So I'm going to get that butter melting into my saucepan here. And while that's going, let me tell you a bit about this recipe. I think that texture is incredibly important when you're creating a recipe. Almost as important as incorporating other aspects like the flavor itself or color. Texture I find so important, and what I like to think about is what do I want to hear people say after they eat this food or even as they eat this food that I'm creating for them. So in keeping that in mind, when I thought of this appetizer recipe, the thing I want people to say is, this is good. I want them to think smooth from start to finish. The this is good is even going to come out smooth. We're not going to have any surprise crunches or any surprise kapow flavors. This is going to be smooth from start to finish. While that butter is getting melting there, I'm going to mince in 3 cloves of garlic straight into the pan and let those get softened up. Now that the garlic is softened up in just that 1 tablespoon of butter, I'm going to add some cooking wine, or white wine if you prefer. I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup of white wine and some fresh ground pepper and just let those flavors simmer in together there. The amount of garlic and flavor in the bed of this appetizer dish is going to be what brings out all the flavors of the seafood. Now, living in Alberta, we don't have a whole lot of options when it comes to fresh seafood, or at least fresh, good quality seafood. You have to look a little bit hard. I had planned on scallops in our appetizer for tonight, and that didn't happen. I couldn't find any that looked really appetizing and great for me today. So we're using some crab and some lobster and some cooked shrimp that we're going to put together to make up our seafood medley. But basically, you can use any combination of seafoods that you would like and cook them up and put them into the seafood medley, and it's going to be fantastic because of the Philadelphia cream cheese making up the most amazing garlic cream sauce in the white wine. That's heated up and is all simmering there. I'm going to add in my cream cheese. We're going to use half a cup of cream cheese. I'm going to turn the heat down to medium-low. Put in my half a cup of cream cheese. And then just stir that in until the cream cheese is all melted throughout. Now that my Philadelphia cream cheese is all melted in there, I'm going to toss in, just sprinkle in 1/3 of a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Now that the Parmesan's all melted in there, I'm going to give it a little bit of a taste test, see if we need a little bit of salt, maybe a touch of pepper. Maybe a little bit more pepper, and then I think we've reached absolute perfection in the garlic cream sauce. So now that that is ready to go, I'm just going to turn my heat right down to low just to keep it nice and warm. And then we're going to heat up our seafood here and cook it up just a wee bit. So I'm going to throw the skillet on here, put a 1/4 cup of butter into my pan. What I'm going to do today is do it up in some melted butter in the skillet, along with some lemon juice to make kind of a lemon butter and some fresh pepper. You could leave it at that, but tonight, just to add a bit more flavor, I'm also going to use just a pinch of Cajun seasoning. Again, that's totally an option, and I think I'm just going to throw my Cajun seasoning in when I do my shrimp up and leave the lobster and crab in just the lemon butter. If you don't have Cajun seasoning, but you have a different favorite seasoning that you think is going to be great on your seafood, go ahead and use that, or just leave it with the lemon and butter and the fresh pepper, and there's going to be plenty of flavor. Okay, with 1/8 cup of melted butter in the pan, I'm ready to throw in some seafood. I'm going to throw in my crab pieces and my lobster pieces at the same time together. They're going to take about the same amount of time. So we're going to toss those in the melted butter and just let them cook up here. Okay, those don't take long to cook up at all, but make sure if you're not using pre-cooked seafood that you give them time to really get cooked well in your pan, because our time in the oven is just going to be to melt some cheese topping, so they're not going to actually do any of the cooking in the oven. So now that we've reached about the end of the cooking time there, I'm going to take half a lemon and just squeeze all the juice right into the pan. And then toss it together in there. That just smells delicious. Okay, now that I'm ready with this set, I'm going to take our cream sauce and pour it right into the bottom of our dish. Okay, with the cream sauce that's filled the bottom of the dish there, we're going to set that behind. And then once I am convinced that all this is fully ready to go, I'm just going to spoon it into here. Next I'm going to throw my shrimp in here, but I'm going to use some more butter first. So take just a tablespoon of butter, melt that up in there. Now I have fully cooked shrimp today, so it'll just take some warming up and a little bit of sauteing in our flavors is all it's going to need. So I'm going to toss that in there, a little lemon, get a little bit more juice out of that same guy. A little bit of Cajun seasoning on there. Is that enough? A little more? That's enough. Okay, toss those together. That Cajun on the shrimp is going to add just that extra little bit of flavor, but when balanced with that creamy sauce, I'm still going to get that smooth texture and reaction that I'm going for. Okay, these steamy little guys are going to go on top of here also. And then there's a big thank you to Kraft for an amazing Italiano cheese blend that's going to make our appetizer that much quicker and easier with no shredding on my own. I'm going to just cover this with Italiano cheese. We're going to pop that just under the broiler. So it's going to take just a short amount of time. You're going to wait until you've got just golden brown cheese on top, fully melted and smooth. And then we'll take a look. Well, we've got our seafood medley in the oven on broil. We're just going to slice up a baguette kind of quick. Huge baguette, not for 4 people. We're going to start with half. Always slice the baguette into just edible pieces. We're going to do kind of thin slices like this. Always at an angle, you get a nice good sized piece. And this is going to be perfect for sopping up all that creamy garlic sauce, because we don't want a morsel of that cream cheese sauce to go to waste. There it is, seafood medley baked in garlic cream. I hope you can enjoy this sometime on some special evening and get the that's delicious reaction that you're looking for. So until next time, I hope you enjoy Appetizer Week as much as I will, and I look forward to seeing you back here again. Perfect.